I'm 14 years old. I'm 14 years old, and I am the definition of too cool for school. And so sometimes that too cool for school manifests as literally skipping class and not showing up. But other times it manifested as 50 cap backwards with my mid cap Nike socks at the football game tailgate, wondering if these kids with the lifted trucks are gonna let me belong to their group. The kids with if the football players, if the cheerleaders are gonna welcome me in. And I had this tightness in my chest around that throughout most of my high school. But I had developed this persona of like, if it's all good, I've got it figured out. Everything's cool, everything's great. And one day I'm wearing that persona. I'm kind of in my room, and my dad comes in and he says, "Hey Jordan, do you want to go camping? Do you want to go camping with some other boys and men?" And I say, "Sure, Dad, whatever." And I shrug him off. And we're arriving at this house. We get to this house in Asheville, North Carolina. So we're out in western part of the state, and he just dips. He leaves me. So I'm now alone at this house with some random people. It's a group of boys and men, and I'm not really worried about it because we're having fun. We're like playing games. We're like kicking the hacky sack around, and not thinking too much about it. But the next day, we get dropped off at this campsite, and things start to get a little weird, and I start to get a little curious about what's going on. And the first thing that stuck out to me was instead of driving down the gravel road to get to the bottom of the camp where everyone's gathered, we're dropped off at the very like far end, like by the gate. Why do we have to walk on our own down this road? This doesn't make any sense. But here I am, and it's all good. I've got my attitude, I've got some pep in my step, and I've got my stuff lugged over my shoulders, and it's dark, and it's like a crisp fall evening. It's beautiful. The trees are gorgeous in Western North Carolina. But I'm looking down at my feet because can't really see where I'm going, and I'm a city boy. I'm wearing like my Sambas in these Western North Carolina mountains, and I'm watching where I'm going, and it's really dark, and all of a sudden I'm stopped and I almost run into this guy. He's like 6'5", big dude, and he's wearing a mask. And he asked me this question in this booming voice. He goes, "Are you ready to enter the world of men?" And I was like, yeah, I guess so. And so I'm kind of like wondering, all right, what's going on here? And as I'm heading down this pathway, I keep meeting men with masks who are asking these deep questions. What kind of man do I want to become? And now the it's all good persona, that ship has completely sailed. I am full on freaking out. Haven't seen my dad in 24 hours. I am in this strange place with strange people who are wearing masks, and in the background, yes, there is drumming. There's African drumming happening somewhere down the road. I don't know what I've gotten into. So at this point in the story, I'm like worried, but I've still got it together. I've still like for the most part I feel like I've got everything under control. Everything's good. It's all good. I'm heading down the road, and the drumming gets louder and louder, and I get to this like community like center, this circle of people, and I'm sitting in the inner circle with a group of guys like all my age, and we're kind of looking around at each other like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Where's my dad? What's going on? Is this a cult? This is weird. I'm freaking out. And the drumming stops and it gets dead silent, uncomfortably silent for like a minute. No one is talking. You just hear loud breathing. And this is like the height of my freak out. And all of a sudden, this guy stands up and he takes his mask off. And he talks about when he was 14, when he was my age, he used to get bullied. And he used to he was a sensitive guy, but he got bullied. And through that experience, he put on this mask of no one's gonna fuck with me again. I'm not going to get messed with. And he said it paid off, that the mask really helped him move through life, but it also kept him from something he really wanted and really needed, which was to be loved for exactly who he was. But he never fully got to show that. And so he said, for the rest of this weekend, I'm choosing to take this mask off. And man after man shared this. And as they're sharing this, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to share at some point. And I'm thinking about that it's all good persona. And I'm scheming ways to get away from sharing something deeply because I'm nervous, I'm scared. And it gets to me, and in front of me there's a bunch of balls. There's like a golf ball, there's a tennis ball, there's a volleyball, and a yoga ball. They're all different sizes. And this man asked me, pick up a ball that represents the size of the truth you want to share. So Which one am I gonna get? I grab the tennis ball. I'm like, okay, I think I can get away with this. I can give them enough where they'll get off my back, but I'm just gonna say what I need to say and move on. And I pick up the tennis ball and I share that I take on like I'm good. I'm fine. There's nothing going on. Like everyone else shared real problems and I want to support them, but I don't really have anything that's really bothering me. And I didn't mention my girlfriend cheating on me and being distraught about that. I didn't mention getting diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. I didn't mention these things in my lives that I often did. And the man kind of knew that. And he looked through me and he said, "Do you often outsource and look to other people and put other people's needs and pains ahead of yours?" I go, "Yeah." And the next thing I know, I'm holding the yoga ball above my head. And this is representing the size of what I really wanted to share, what I really needed to share. And this size of this truth is I carry the weight of the world, that I've taken this on and I've told myself that my pain didn't matter for some reason. I've got it all together, that everything's good. And as I'm holding this yoga ball around me, the guys start like closing in. They start getting closer and closer to me. I'm kind of like, what's going on? But what struck me about that moment is they didn't take the ball away. They didn't take my pain away, but they actually physically supported my hands in holding it. And I'm sitting there holding it, and as they're getting closer and closer, I start to like raise up in the air, and I'm getting higher and higher up in the air, and I'm actually like literally crowd surfing with these guys, and as I'm there, I take a really deep breath, and I take another deep breath, and in that moment, what sinks deep into my bones is this message that my pain matters, and that I don't have to hold it alone, but as I consciously face it, it'll turn into a gift, one that I might be able to share with others. And it's it still is all good. And in this moment it's all good, but for real this time because all of me is welcome. The pain, the hurt, the beauty, all of it. And I learned that from some weird guys in the woods who crowd surfed me at one point. And the most beautiful thing about it all being good now is I get to provide this opportunity for young men like me who needed that as well.